today we'll be going over the books that I read in January, a brief overview of each one, a rating, and just kind of my thoughts on what I read. I believe I read 8 books in total in January. These are some of them. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. First up, we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 3rd book in the Natural series. It is definitely my favorite of the 4 books. 5-star book. It followed the 5 main characters as they went to Vegas to solve another string of murders. And I think I really like this book because we learned a lot more about my favorite character, Sloane. I saw someone say that, like, in each book in the Naturals, we learn a lot about a different main character. The first one is Cassie, then Dean. The last one was Michael and Leah kind of mixed together. And this one was Sloane. And Sloane's my favorite, and so I think that's part of why I really enjoyed this. I also liked the plot change. It was a lot, like, more action-y at the casinos, and I really enjoyed it. Also, this is my favorite cover of them. I don't know why. I just really like it. The yellow is very inviting. But yeah, this was a 5-star book. I loved every part of it. I did not know, like, in Killer Instinct, I really noticed the character relationships. Like, they really stood out to me, and I don't think they stood out as much in this book as they did in Killer Instinct, but I don't think I mind much. But this was an amazing book. I was so hooked. I read this January 1st. I started the Natural series like 2 days or 3 days before January 1st. I read the Naturals in 1 or 2 days. Then I read Killer Instinct in a day. And then I started All In. I started All In the night I finished Killer Instinct, and then the next day immediately finished it. And then either the next day or that same day, I also finished the next book in the series, which will be coming up. I definitely binged this series. It was very bingeable. I was just absolutely in love. I could not stop reading. I had a severe book hangover after this series, but we're not even done yet. We're on All In right now. So definitely my favorite book in the Natural series. I loved it so much. It's pretty big, I'd say, but I still binged it in a day. Yeah, that's All In, first book of the month. Next up, we have Bad Blood, also by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and we also have 12, but we'll get to that soon. So Bad Blood is the technically last book in the Natural series, in the main series anyways. And as I said, this is where we learned a lot about Michael and Leah. A lot of plot points that I won't say because I don't want to spoil it, kind of were resolved in this book. It was very good. This was a 5-star series. I didn't rate any of the books lower than 5 stars besides 12. This was a 5-star book. I loved it. I can't really think of anything of note that I thought about it. Oh, I definitely did not look at any of the reviews of these books that I read in January before I made this video, so bear with me. But Bad Blood was really good. I was also very hooked. I binged it in a day. I know it looks very long, but as I said, I also said 12 because I'm not sure if you can see that there, but this includes the bonus novella 12 in print. So the last, like, 100 pages, I believe, the last part is just 12. So Bad Blood, back to Bad Blood. I also finished Bad Blood in a day. Very good, 5-star book. Not as good as All In, though. Although there were some characters that, there was another character added that I really, really liked. That was also my favorite, and actually I won't say that, I don't want to spoil it. So I guess we'll move on to 12 as well. 12, as I said, is in the back of Bad Blood. Let me see if I can find the cover. And yeah, there it is, 12. Um, 12 was pretty good, I think. It was not my favorite book ever. It was just short. I actually took a big break between Bad Blood and 12 because, I just needed, like, I wanted to digest the series before I finished it, and I think that actually lowered my rating of 12 a bit. I shouldn't have done that. But, I mean, 12 was still really good. It was a nice little mini mystery. It just, I know it's a novella, but it just doesn't feel as fleshed out as the other mysteries. I believe I gave 12 either a 4.5 or 4.75, maybe a 4.25, but I doubt that. I mean, it was still really good. A lot of the books I rate are 5 stars, so anything below a 5 star is sort of rare for me, but I'm trying to get better at my ratings, being more fair. Yeah, so that is Bad Blood and 12, and aka the rest of the Natural series, all finished within the span of like 3 days collectively. Yeah. Next up, my personal favorite book of January, The Ballad of Never After. I'm smiling right now just thinking about this book. I just bought it, actually. I read the library version, but I just bought this book. It's so... I cannot express to you how much I love Ballad of Never After. Jax is Jax, Eva's Eva. It's just an amazing book. Definitely my favorite book in the Caraval series, which is surprising considering I usually like the first or last books the best. I mean, this month I had 2 middle books that were my favorites, which is interesting. Maybe my reading taste is evolving finally. No, but I read Once Upon a Broken Heart a few days after Christmas, I believe. And then I took a break because I didn't have the rest of the books. I owned Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I didn't own the rest of them. And then I went and got them from the library and read them, binged them. I think I read Ballad of Never After in a few days, and then right after that I like binged Curse for True Love. Because I was on winter break. I was out of school, so it was really easy for me to just binge a bunch of books. It's probably the reason I'm in a reading slump at the moment, but, you know, whatever. I literally just bought Ballad of Never After. I'm like so excited to start rereading it. All I need is Curse for True Love now, but I can't find the right cover for it anywhere. Anyways, this was a 5 star. Can I give 6 stars? I mean, if I was gonna give any book 6 stars, it would be The Ballad of Never After. If I'm gonna be so honest, Once Upon a Broken Heart did not catch me as much as I thought it would. It was still a 5 star read. It just wasn't as good as I expected. Like, I expected it to blow me away, and it did, just not as much as I thought. And then Ballad of Never After exceeded my expectations by a whole bunch. Like, Ballad of Never After had, and I was in my room alone, thank goodness, had me blushing, it had me squealing, it had me throwing the book down onto my bed, it had me doing, it gave me all the feels, and I loved it, and it was amazing, and it was 100% my favorite read of January. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets in the top 5 for the year. I mean, I haven't read the rest of the year, but I just loved this book so much. I am so excited to reread it. The plot twists were amazing. I mean, everything about this book was just amazing. Yeah, so 5, if I can, 6 stars. Amazing. I recommend this to you so much. But yeah, Ballad of Never After. Next up, we have A Curse for True Love, but this is Once Upon a Broken Heart because I don't own A Curse for True Love, and as I said, I don't know if I said this, but I put it back in the library, like I returned it, so I'm gonna just like overlay Curse for True Love's cover. The last book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, also so good. I don't think it was quite as good as Ballad of Never After, but it was really close. I mean, I don't know what to say. It was a 5-star book, obviously. The twists and turns within this book were insane. Like, I did not see half of this book coming, and it was amazing. I don't know, like the ending of The Ballad of Never After flowed so well into A Curse for True Love, and I just, oh my god, it was amazing. Probably second favorite book of the month, after The Ballad of Never After. Yeah, I think the series got tied up pretty well, except for a few plot points that, like, if you read the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but if you've read the series, you know that at the end, there were questions asked that weren't answered, and we wanted them answered so bad, and we didn't get it. But, I mean, it's on purpose. She wants to leave it to our imagination, but still, just kind of bittersweet, that ending. I'm still holding on to hope that we get a novella like Spectacular, except for Once Upon a Broken Heart. Still holding on to that hope. I really need it. Yeah, so, A Curse for True Love, another 5-star read. The beginning of January was just chock full of amazing, amazing books. I'm so happy. This was like some of my best reading in a while, so it was very enjoyable, yeah. So, that's the whole Once Upon a Broken Heart series done in January. Next up, a book club sort of pick. Shadow Me by Tahira Mafi. I've of course seen, oh, is that gonna say? Yeah. I've of course seen so much on BookTube, I don't have Book Talk, about Shadow Me. And it was a book of the month pick on one of the Goodreads clubs that I'm part of. So I decided, hey, let me get some extra points and go ahead and read it because it's on my shelf anyway. Shadow Me was, I think, it was either a 4.25 or 4.5 book. Yeah, it's 4.25 or 4.5. I liked it. It was good, and the romance was swoon-worthy, obviously, but I did think that maybe they fell in love a little quickly for my taste. I think relationships need time to build. I also know a lot about the series, about like who the FMC actually ends up with and who everyone like simps after. So, you know, that did kind of spoil a little bit of the romance aspect. It was still really good. I think the plot is interesting. The ending seemed a little sudden. I was not ready for it. I thought the book would continue. I did not realize that was the end until I turned the page and it was acknowledgements or a sneak peek at another book or whatever. And I was like, oh, sorry, I keep shaking it. It's over. The ending kind of did it for me. This whole book just like, I wasn't like always constantly like, oh my god, I have to read it right now. I have to. Like, it just didn't keep me hooked like that. But when I was reading it, it was fun. I just didn't like actively reach for it a bunch, you know? So, I think it was a 4.25, so a 4.25 star, that's still a really good book. Just, I don't know if I'm gonna continue this series, honestly. Like, it's not like there's a few things that I need to know, like the person that the FMC ends up with. Like, I need to know why everyone likes him, but other than that, like, I'm not that interested in the plot, honestly. Plus, I know this book goes on for like 5 more books and like 4 more novellas, so I don't know if I want to get into that, so I'm not sure. But yeah, Shadow Me. At least I tried it. Next up, a recommendation from someone, Scythe by Neil Shusterman, I think it's called. Don't mind it being a library book. I don't own all the books I read, okay? Scythe. It was recommended to me. I liked it. I didn't love it. It was another like 4.25, maybe 4. I think 4.25. The world was very interesting. I think it was really original and very fun. Not fun. Haha, that is so the wrong word. Very intriguing. Pulls you in. I also read it like over like a vacation type. Like, I I did a long drive, and then I came back, and then I started reading it a bit more, and that might have spoiled the read for me a bit. But also just, I think the style of writing was not for me. It's third person omniscient, same thing. Which I've never read before, and I didn't mind it a whole bunch. Like, it's new, it's fun. It was definitely interesting, and I applaud the author for, you know, doing something that's not usually done. But the passing of time did not work for me. I understand that the apprenticeship and the span of time has to go on. It can't be this huge book, or it can't be this 20-book long series, because this span of time is not gone over quick enough. But it just didn't work for me. The, like, how time has passed and how it was described just, like, did not keep me interested. I was not grabbing for this book at all. But I made myself read it, and hey, it was like a 4-star book. It was pretty good. The characters were not of note to me. Like, my favorite character was Scythe Curie. I don't think that's a spoiler. But I liked Scythe Curie. I also liked Citra. And yeah. So I might continue this series. I had someone at my school say, hey, have you read this series? I was like, no, I haven't. And he was like, okay, it's called Scythe, and it's like this. And I was like, oh, cool. And then a few months later, like, was recommending it and saying, like, yeah, you gotta read it. So I got it from the library when I saw it. And I was like, yeah, I'll read it. So I read it, and I liked it, just not a whole bunch. I just didn't love it. I don't know if I'm gonna continue the series. I might continue the series just in spirit of, hopefully it gets better. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling. But anyways, that is Scythe. Alright, it's time for the final book of January. Sadly, honestly, I should have gotten more done. You'll see what I mean in a second. This is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. As it says on the front, it's a Caraval novella. It's illustrated, and oh my gosh, before I even start, the illustrations are amazing. Rosie Fowinkle, I hope I didn't butcher that. I love your art style so much. I love it so much. It's amazing. This cover, amazing. This, amazing. All of it, amazing. I will be buying this book. I don't know when, but I will. Also, Julian. Legend. Scarlet. Tella. So pretty. I always imagined Tella's a brunette, though. I don't know why. I just kind of did. But anyways, about the actual book. This was honestly like a 4.75 book for me. It was not a 5-star. Because again, with novellas, I just have a hard time not taking it as an actual book. And I have a hard time not disliking how short and blunt, I guess you could say it is. This book is also a lot, like, not as long as it looks. Well, it looks like this, and it's almost 200 pages, but a lot of the pages are either like almost skipped or have illustrations. So I would say that this book is probably closer to 100 or under 100 pages. I read this book in like an hour, okay? And I liked it. I loved it. I mean, it was so cute. The setup of it was kind of, I mean, I wish it didn't happen, because, like, it shouldn't be happening, like, Legend and Tella, but, I mean, it got resolved, obviously. Again, this probably would have been a 4.5, but the art, I can't get over the art. Like, the art is insane. I'm in love. And I need Stephanie and Rosie to do this for Once Upon a Broken Heart, and maybe make it longer, and then do that. Anyways, this was the last book of January. I actually started Gilded, which was on my January TBR. I did not finish as of January 31st today. That's what today is. I did not finish Gilded because I sort of got into reading marathon of books over winter break, which is like 2 weeks of just reading. It was insane. Like after Christmas and at New Year's, I was just reading so much, and I think it finally caught up to me. And I'm actually still in that reading slump. So, you know, yay, I'm in a reading slump. I'm being sarcastic. I started Gilded. I got like 50 to 100 pages in. I like it. I love it. I'm hoping it gets better. It was good, and then it kind of got and then it got good again, and then it's kind of between good and for me at the moment. I just need to make myself read it for like an hour at one point at home, and then it'll get better, I think. And then I also started with One of Us Is Next because it came into my library, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it before someone else gets it, you know? So I also started that. I'm having trouble. Did I say One of Us Is Lying or One of Us Is Next? Because it's One of Us Is Next, the second book in One of Us Is Lying. I really liked One of Us Is Lying, but One of Us Is Next is kind of starting out slow. I don't really care that much. Also, I relate a bit too much to the main character, Maeve, so I'm having a hard time reading it, you know? So, basically, I'm in a reading slump. I don't think Gilded put me in the reading slump. Just, you know, happened naturally. Like, I'm telling people that I'm in a reading slump so they're not like, oh my gosh, you've been reading the same book for 3 weeks. No one's gonna say that, but just in case. I'll be like, yeah, I'm just in a reading slump. And they're like, well, why are you in a reading slump? What book put you in a reading slump? And I'll just be like, I mean, it just happened. I don't know. I usually, since I became like I don't want to say reader, because anyone can be a reader if you like reading, but since I started reading hardcore since my break, so 2 years ago? No, it's like a year and a half ago. Since then, I've had 2 or 3 slumps, maybe. I had a summer slump, and then I had another minor one, but I usually have 1 to 2 slumps per year, so I'm hoping if this just if I get one of those slumps over with, I can potentially not have the other slumps, you know? I'm hoping that's how that works. Yeah, at this point I'll probably just fill a little thing that says, you can skip this, I'm rambling, because I'm rambling. I am rambling, about my reading life. But basically, to sum it up, I'm in a reading slump, and I don't like it because I feel like I'm behind on everything. I'm behind on my school reading points. They're called accelerated reader points, and I have to be taught because, you know, I'm competitive like that, and I'm behind. I don't know if I'm behind anyone, like my friend. I don't know if I'm ahead of her or not, but I feel like I'm behind. But, yeah, and then I feel like I'm behind in both of my book clubs that I'm in on Goodreads, and then I feel like I'm not allowed to make good book content if I'm in a reading slump. I'm not even reading, which isn't true. It just, my mind is like, you're not even reading, why are you making book content, you know? So it's, you know, affecting my shorts too. So if I skip a bunch of days, you know why. But basically, my reading slump sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna get Spectacular out of here now. So that's Spectacular, plus a bunch of rambling. That's basically gonna be it. That's my January wrap-up. Just real quick, here are the 2 books I'm reading right now. Gilded, I'm page 145. And then One of Us Is Next, 75. So, you know, not great. There you go. That is my January wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not subscribed, I hope you'll consider, because I'm hoping to make a bunch more like this where I can just do wrap-ups and TBRs, and I want to do a bookshelf tour, just basically ranting about all the books that I've read and not read. And I have a lot planned and in store, and I think it's going to be really fun. So if you're interested, consider hitting the subscribe button. Again, I really hope you enjoyed, and have an amazing day. Happy reading!